Okay, let's evaluate what we've gone through so far. First crime scene.
This was this white 25-year-old female named Emily.
Okay, what evidence have we found to tie her into the crime scene?
It seems the only evidence found at the crime scene was a 13.5-foot size sandal that seems to belong to a male.
In the origami, right?
Yes, in an origami as well.
Alright, so second crime scene.
Yes, the second crime scene was by Tom Smith, and his skeleton remains were found by a hiker who was out in the morning for a jog and had a rest, and when she looked, she spotted something strange on the floor, and she found the skeleton, and that's how we got informed about this.
The anthropology unit did their full analysis and they determined that the skeleton found was a male because of the humerus and the femur. They also determined the age because of the humerus and the femur. They found the age somewhere around 25 to 30. The dental records verified that he was Tom Smith, and he was actually part of the Japanese ship's crew.
Did you find out what his job was on the ship?
So after some thorough digging, we found out that he was part of an undercover group that was planning to steal the gold from Awamaru. We also think that the Emily Smith individual was also part of that same crew.
Alright, our third victim, Ashley Johnson. Who is she?
She was
found by, well, she wasn't found, but the witnesses say that she was jogging in her daily routine, and a guy with a hoodie about 6 foot came up to her and bumped into her and then continued jogging, and then she later on was just collapsed on the floor on the beach or the sand.
Evidence is found on her was her ID, which we used to identify her. We found out that she was Ashley Johnson. She was a normal office worker. There's nothing really, unusual about her. The only thing we found that, connects her to this case was the fact that she did work for the same Japanese ship that the other 2 victims did. And we found a USB in her pocket. It was really hard to decode, but
this was the USB found.
Yes, and it was really hard to decode, and we're not really sure, even after decoding, by what it means, because it just points to a specific location in the ocean. It's literally in the middle of nowhere, so we can't really do anything about that.
What was the cause of death? I heard that it could have been a natural death.
There was an entry wound around her neck, which probably kind of points to the fact that somebody used a hypodermic needle to insert poison in her. I think she was dead in 2-3 minutes. And the poison, we took back her body, we tested it, we analyzed it. We found out the cause of death was cyanide.
Alright, then. Okay, what about our fourth victim, Brian Davis? He was also working on the ship too. I found him shot 6 times to the back with bullets that match a small handgun.
Weren't you also attacked at the crime scene?
I was. She attacked me with the killer, Melody, attacked me with a high-powered rifle.
We found the guns. We took them back to the lab. We analyzed. We looked for fingerprints. We did find her fingerprints on it, so we can confirm that guns. She did use the guns. She did touch them. The bullets that were found at the crime scene matched these guns, and they also matched the bullet found in the first victim's skull.
Alright, so our fifth scene was found by investigator Kesha and Chris, which was the body of this young man named Christian Cliff.
Anything interesting that they found in the crime scene? Anything to tie him to the other murders?
Well, actually, they found an ID of Balajit, which had...
You mean our computer analyst?
Yes, our computer analyst. And get this, there was blood on that ID, and after analyzing it, it matched the victim. We also found hair that belongs to Balajit. How would Balajit's stuff was present at the crime scene? He was never there.
Well, then that means he has to be tied to these murders somehow. His hair is there, DNA evidence.
His blood, the blood of the victim on his ID is there.
He could be one of the men
related.
suspected.
So you think there are more than 2 killers?
Yeah, he's tied to them somehow. He knows something. He does match the height of the suspected killer of Ashley Johnson from our third crime scene.
Right. What can we come up with all this mess? This is just too much evidence. There are too many things going around. We can say number one, origami. There's always an origami found in each crime scene. In all of the 5 crime scenes, there was an origami somewhere in the scene.
Plus, all of them were actually working on that ship. What was so special about that ship?
There was, yes, they were working on the ship. And remember, the ship was carrying like $50 billion worth of Japanese gold.
That must be the motive.
Do you?
It must be. There's no other reason. That
Do you-
the coordination from the flash drive found pointed to the exact coordinations that the ship sunk, supposedly.
So why are they trying? Who is trying to kill the crew members? Do you think that maybe, possibly, the gold isn't lost?
That could be it.
Then who do we think is the last? Who do we think is the last individual that might be working with? Because we know that the underground group that were planning to steal the gold had a leader. We don't know who that leader is.
Well,
We don't know who that
so
leader
far, there are
is.
2 left: the captain and that unknown man.
You mean the leader who's unknown now?
Yes. The captain right there.
Do you think?
Captain
do you
or
think-
this unknown person we have not really identified at all.
So there are origami in every crime scene. The victims are all, overall, at one point, members of that ship that was carrying the gold, and the only person left
Is him.
is him. He could be in danger.
Yeah, we have to report to him right away. We have to
let's
find him.
report who's right now at the crime scene
We
or
have
near
to-
them. Investigators.
Investigator Chris is the only one up right now. He has to go.
All right,
Right.
Investigator
Uh,
Isabel, you might
yeah.
want to go.
I'll go and back him up.
You see
All
the
right.
planet here?
What do you mean? Point it out. You mean?
Look at it. Doesn't that look like an origami?
Yeah, you're right. Let's pull up the rest of this.
This is just getting crazier by the second.
Yeah. I can see it all coming together now, actually.
We're just montaging. Something fell.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Wait a second.
Dun,
Do you
dun,
see that?
dun.
Don't take the big evidence out. No, that's. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nothing on the black, right?
Wait, there's still like a random people and
Let's get rid of the random people.
And the one at the door. Oh, actually, not the door now.
What about the film people?
Whatever, just leave him.
Alright. Okay.
Oh my god.
Now regular, back to regular time.
It's an origami.
Oh dear.
Do you think these are? Do you think they're doing this on purpose? I don't understand. Investigator Emily, everything's pointing to the unknown guy from the underground group that were supposed to steal the gold.
He's the mastermind and everything. That's gotta be it.
Do you think he's actually? Do you think it's possible that he's hiring people to kill these individuals because they know where the gold is?
That's gotta be the reason. Motive. That motive, the gold.
Then
Gold
I
drives
hope.
him.
Then I hope Chris and Isabel find this guy because he may be the only person who knows where the gold is.
He's in serious danger. I hope they get to him on time.
Come on, let's call back up.